Have you ever wondered why the heavens love to rain at the most critical moments? For him, every raindrop is a perfect excuse to cling to the one he loves. As long as the rain keeps falling, it's like saying, hey, hold her tight, don't let go. It's just the prelude to the art festival where the band is tuning up. Unfortunately, fate threw a curveball, leaving Yujin to play the superhero and save flailing tourists, while Zai was left anxiously waiting. After a gripping wait, she finally couldn't resist and dashed off to cheer for her son's performance. It felt like the future star contest. All the little dreamers were buzzing with excitement, sharing their ambitions, and boy, you wouldn't believe the surprises. One boy had to dream of becoming a professional football star, which left all the parents present at the scene completely stunned, as they couldn't help but think to themselves, wow, this kid sure has a big appetite for ambition. Hearing such unexpected declarations had her doubting this was from a first grader, while she was already in tears like a waterfall. She thought, I wish Mom were always by my side. But good times are fleeting. As the sun finally broke through, the rain season slipped away like an uninvited guest, leaving shadowy reminders behind. Zai knew it was time to venture into a new town. Sometimes, no goodbye, let life unfold. She marched alone toward the tracks, while her son frantically sprinted home with his backpack, searching high and low for a glimpse of his mom. Finally, he spotted a fairy tale seed on the table and realized Mom must have gone to the train station. As Zai gazed at the tunnel full of branches, she thought, this is all my husband's love. But reality has a way of keeping us guessing. She stepped over the piles of branches into the tunnel, moving a step at a time, when suddenly she heard her son's heartbreaking cry behind her. Oh! Her son came running, causing her heart to ache like crazy as she held the little guy tightly. She didn't want to let go for even a second, wishing time could freeze right at that moment. Meanwhile, Yuzhen was racing on his bike, hoping to have a final farewell with the love of his life. But going too fast, he almost got knocked out by an oncoming train. Although he escaped, he took a little tumble, not a big deal. After falling, he felt the pain, but only thought about finding Zaya, which made him collapse again. In his daze, he recalled that night's promise, Zaya, I will take your place. He rallied again, his eyes filled with longing for the future. Zaya, let's go together. As long as you are willing to strike a pose for us, we will definitely meet again in another world that intersects. Perhaps heaven had pity on this poor man, arriving at the tunnel's end just in time. Yet at reunion, no excited hug, just silent understanding like an unannounced show. A bond was conveyed through their eyes, making the world around them feel like it was blessing this moment. In an instant, they knew no fear of life or death, for they had become parts of each other's lives, a moment enough to be etched in eternity. Though Zai's return was brief, her presence was eternal. Yuzhen's life remained filled with love and hope. In the days that followed, Yuzhen and his son not only moved past the sorrow but cherished life even more. Although Zai was not physically present, they knew her spirit was always watching over their happiness, accompanying them forward. At night, while flipping through Zai's diary, Yuzhen felt like an explorer uncovering mysteries, finally understanding her love for him. Since their first encounter on the way to school, Zai had a crush on this shy, sunny boy. Every time she found they were in the same class, a little deer bounced in her heart, excitement and shyness took over. It wasn't until one fateful incident of drowning that their lives finally intertwined. When she discovered Yuzhen was a lefty, she pretended to be one too, naturally leading to them being paired up for projects. Holding her crushed hand for the first time, she felt like flying, whirling through space. Unfortunately, that encounter was a flop because of her shyness, making her wish she could just disappear into the ground. On graduation day, mustering her courage, she left her contact, cleverly hiding Yuzhen's original pen as a perfect excuse to reach out later. She thought about calling him countless times, but never had the courage to press dial because of her shyness. Until one day, Yuzhen called her. She tried to play it cool, but inside she was a bundle of excited mess. She mustered the courage to ask him to meet the next day at the school gate, but the encounter turned out to be a comedy of awkwardness. She couldn't hide the joy on her face anymore. Upon learning he liked her too, she could have smiled her face off. So they quickly heated things up, and sparks flew like fireworks in the sky of love. But just as quickly disaster struck, she received news from Yujin that he didn't want to see her anymore and rushed home in a panic. Finding out Yujin wanted to break up, her heart sunk and she cried throughout the night until she saw his desolate look. Just as she chased after him in the rain, a speeding car knocked her over. Poor girl, her last thought before darkness was a dream of Yujin. When she woke up, she discovered she had leaped into the future. Talk about a wild third-season time travel twist. She met her future husband and 8-year-old son, and although it all felt strange, it was like a fate she couldn't resist. She fell in love with this man again, but ultimately they parted ways like petals scattered in the wind, seemingly impossible to reunite. Awakening to find herself in a hospital, the doctor dramatically revealed she had been in a 6-week slumber. She thought it had all been a dream until she returned to Yujin's old home, realizing everything was indeed real.